Hello everyone, Bill Parish and Dick Diamond here from GTT Audio, and welcome to the channel today. Dick, here we are at Capital Audio Fest 2024. What we wanted to do, we're going to give you a rundown of the system, but also wanted to sort of tell you about what goes involved in getting ready for a show. Well, not the back end, what happens back at the shop, but because that's a whole other thing that takes days to prepare for, and you're printing out room lists and packing up gear, and that's a nightmare. But you know, it's hard. It's hard to get good sound out of these hotel rooms.
Sure.
You know, you show up to an empty room. Right off of Dick's right shoulder there, you see a black cloth on the wall. There's a picture underneath it with cheap brittle glass that just rings, and you can't take it off the wall. We're not allowed to take it off the wall. Right over here, I don't think you can see mine. I have one as well. So, you know, right off the speakers, we have these things. We take some bed sheets and cover that. Back in the back, there's a king-size bed headboard, big hollow wooden board in the middle of the room. So we take a moving blanket. I'll pop some photos up as we're talking here, and you know, I take a moving blanket, a quilted moving blanket. We pop that over there. Then you've got these paper-thin walls with metal studs that
I was leaning against them and the whole wall was shaking.
The whole wall was shaking, yeah. And that's behind us, and we're firing the sound. You know, that's on the back wall back there, and we're firing the sound right into it. And so we put a couple of acoustic diffusers up back there, and diffusers, absorbers. You know, we do the best that we can, but we're severely handicapped. And we get really good sound.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's a lot of people that have given us tons of equipment or compliments, but it's a lot of work, and it's always better in our showroom. So
and in your own home as well.
And in your own home.
Yeah.
But then, you know, so then we come into this empty room, and we roll our rack in, and we've got to unpack all this cold equipment, and the first thing we have to do is, you know, if we want to have any access to the internet, to Cobuzz or Tidal, is what we need to do is we get a little access point, you know, a little mobile hotspot, and that's blue tacked to the window behind the curtain. That's blue tacked out there, and then we run an Ethernet cable in, and then you got to wire all this. You move your wires at home. Go into your system and just move your wires and watch how it screws up the sound.
Yeah.
It takes a day for it to settle.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and we're opening cables in a box, and then electronics are sitting there on a shaker table.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're telling you this, so people appreciate some of the stuff that we go through and some of the challenges that we seem to overcome, but others have at shows. I mean, and anything and everything that can happen at a show will happen at a show. I mean, I've been doing shows for 25 years. You've been doing them longer than that. I mean, and 20 years ago, I remember one time with a tone arm, epoxying a tone arm together and doing a show with a crooked tone arm. And
I remember some time in the past repairing crossovers of a speaker.
Once not these guys.
We're good here.
But a guy was using foil coils in there, and it ripped off because they didn't strap them down, and then shipping it ripped in half, and then you can't solder something like that because, well, the heat just goes right up the coil.
Yeah.
You know, it was a silver coil. And so we're brazing it and all the stuff. Believe me, for those that want to get into audio, it is not a white collar job.
It's not a retirement plan either. I hate to burst your bubbles.
Almost every one of us in here have had some sort of surgery from, we've all had hernia surgery. Dick's had
I've got a knee replacement
Knee
here.
replacement, he's had neck surgery, and we've had shoulder surgery. All this stuff it's ridiculous. This is not, it's not an old man sport. It's not a retirement gig.
That's right.
In any case, so what are we showing here? You know, it all starts with, starts with that Wi-Fi access point out there.
Yep.
And then we've got the degenerate Switch X right down here, the white box over here. We've got Wi-Fi X, the access point. That's how we're controlling it all with an iPad. Right here with the little lights flashing, that's a QNAP NAS. So that's we've got our high-res files and a lot of files on that. 28 terabytes of music filled up there. So we try not to rely on CoBuzz if we don't have to, because these access points are spotty at best. And any or hotspots, or what, mobile hotspots, I think is the official name for it. But so, and then we've got Rune. We've got a Rune nucleus sitting underneath the degenerate, and then so that goes into the Orlick Aries G2.2, and from that into the Master Fidelity NADAC D, which is the Master Fidelity DAC, and that's being clocked by the 10 megahertz Master Fidelity NADAC C clock. And then from there we go into the TLA TSI 300 signature, and which is a hybrid integrated amp, tube preamplifier section, solid state amplifier section. All Kabbalah Sosna elation level cables. Over there by Dick, by his left foot there, you see that's the expander. That's the AC distribution box. And but you know, and then all Kabbalah Sosna Ethernet cables. I've had people say, I didn't know they made Ethernet cables, but KS makes Ethernet cables, they make LAN cables, we also call them USB cables, clock cables, interconnect, speaker cables, they make everything.
And occasionally things that you dream up for them.
Oh yes, they make AudioNet umbilical cables.
Yeah.
The Rune nucleus is coming from a Sean Jacobs linear power supply, and they use a Kabbalah. We're using a Kabbalah Sosna elation level umbilical cable there. So yeah, they do some custom stuff for us, and yeah, I've dreamt up a few products for Joe and Greg.
It's all who you know.
It's all who you know. You know, but you know, and then we're in a small room. I mean, you see us here and how the setup is. You know, we don't have a turntable here. We save that for the Expona show, and yeah, we're just here, a couple of guys having a little bit of fun.
I'll tell you what, it worked out great. The sound quality of the system is amazing.
Yes.
This is the world premiere, as he mentioned, of the Master Fidelity NADAC product. This is not digital. It does not sound like any digital product I've ever heard. It's unique unto itself.
True one-bit technology.
Yeah, it's just different. Take our word for it.
It's redefining.
It's not great digital. It is unique. It's just
yeah. It sounds like the source. I mean, we've been doing Bert Vanderwolf's Challenge Classics, Spirit of Turtle recordings, Brandon Heinz Triptych recordings here, doing the super high-res stuff. We've been doing some of the LAWO stuff, Bob Attia's Yarling records, the HDTT, which is direct tape to quad DSD. All this stuff is being recorded with the merging technologies Pyramix system. And they're using the clocking technology that Master Fidelity built. So we're getting everything bit perfect. It's, yeah. And merging technologies and master fidelities would say is our cousins. I mean, you know, at one time, the two companies, or at least the partners, well, they were part of merging, and then they worked closely with merging, and now it's separate from merging, but it's still there's still a very, very good relationship there. And so these are the guys, I mean, and this has nothing to do with the old NADAC stuff for those that had that or thought of that. And,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
Nothing to do with that ESS chip and that stuff that they were doing back then. This is new ground up technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you said it best when you said it creates a new category equal to master tape and the best vinyl / Chronos Discovery playback.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I
the
like
truth.
I like Burt Vanderwill's.
Yeah.
This is what digital needed all along.
Yeah.
And what else is he?
It's for the first time a DAC reveals the true potential of our recordings as if listening directly to the microphone signal. It's like direct mic feeds. We've said
And
that
this is
many
the
times.
preeminent recording engineer in the world, saying
Yeah.
that it's for the first time he's hearing his recordings.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, Dick, do you have anything else to add?
Oh, other than just it's always a delight to see everyone that comes to the show to say hello.
Well,
and,
that's true. It's
and
great
it's
to see everyone. have them stop
absolutely,
in.
and we're pleased with the sound we're getting, and everyone revels in it, and they leave with a smile on their face or a tear on their cheek, depending upon the music, and they're always great experiences.
Guys, we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you.